Hello, my name is Tifizanatio, and I will present our Thermodynamic 1 group projects, which is my part covering problem statement and introduction. So firstly, for the problem statement, there are 8 problem statements in this project. The first one is how much is the estimation for the power consumption by the Cempaka residents. Next will be how can we develop a MATLAB programs that can estimate the power consumption by the Cempaka residents. So for the second task, we were given the task to design an appropriate windmill. So that will be our next problem statement, which is how can we design an appropriate windmill that can accommodate with the power consumptions by the Cempaka resident earlier. So what are the parameter used? What are the assumptions that can be made during the making of the windmill power supply? So to build it, we also need materials to build it. So what are the material needed to make the power supply, the windmill power supply? After that, how can we develop a MATLAB program that can estimate the power supply generated by the windmill design? And lastly, what is the estimation of the total cost to build the windmill power supply? So next will be an introduction. So I will brief a short introduction about this project, this group project. So the first one is we were given a task to calculate or to estimate the power consumptions by the Cempaka resident. So Google form has been conducted, and all the information needed uh, will be calculated to find the power consumption, and all the details about the Google form about the methodologies is on the methodology part, which is upcoming next. Next will be our second task, which is to design an appropriate power supply. In our case, it is a windmill power supply. So in this windmill power supplies, what are the parameters used? So we are going to assume a lot of assumptions that will be made to design a power supply, and we will estimate the total cost to build the power supply. So overall, this is a brief introduction of what are these report about, or what are these group projects about.
Hi, hello. My name is Muhammad Irfan Ben Azhari, and my metric number is 82736. And I'm going to continue the presentation with my own part of this experimental procedure that is occur within this project, which is methodology. So, within this research, to attain such information regarding about electricity usage amongst the Cempaka residents that have been assigned to our group, which is group 5, to discover on how much electricity usage does have been used and utilized by the Cempaka resident on a daily basis for 1 month. So within this platform, to obtain such information, we make use and utilize the platform of Google Form to create a poll whereby we can collect such information on regarding about the electricity usage as mentioned beforehand. And regarding about the poll that have been made, we also include such important and necessary essential data that needed to be collected for this purpose of research for this group project, which includes the name, the house number, room number, devices they own, duration usage of each device on a daily basis that has been collected. So within this creation of Google form and the poll that have been created within this specification question that also been formed into such a questionnaire form, which could make much more easier for the Cempaka resident to fill up and help us to gain much more information. And regarding about this, we're moving on into the such as the collected data that have been collected and attained from the poll itself. As for instance, here we see there are lots of data that have been collected as for already mentioned beforehand, the house number, the room number, the device quantity, frequency usage of the device for smartphone, and also the Cempaka resident also have mentioned that also make use of iron within their own room within their daily basis. And also we also discover about the quantity and the number of iron that have been used within their daily basis. And moving on, last but not least, regarding about the data in collection, we also figures that almost students within the Cepaka residence also make use a lot of laptops. So thus we are collected also the information that we attain right here regarding about the laptop quantity and the frequency usage of the laptop itself, and also regarding about the usage of fans and lights on in their own room for Cempaka residents. And here are the results that we are attained from the poll itself, by creation of the Google form that have been distributed to the Cempaka resident. And here are the result as the total power needed to generate, particularly 32 residents of Cempaka. It require 1.9346 kilowatt hour per month to generate almost all the energy that have been sampled and collected throughout the Google form itself. And also, the data we also estimated as from the design from our own model. Here are the assumptions and the other material that we assume that are going to be used and be adapted into our own model, which is for assumptions. We also assume that the air density would be around 1.3, and number of plates are going to be used around 3, and the wind speed itself is 8 meter per second, which is averagely the assumption made based on the local area, which is here in Malaysia and specifically in Sarawak. And last but not least, about regarding the result, we also estimate the total cost that are going to be used to be making in the design and the creation of the one model itself, which is for the our own model, which which could be totally cost up around to RM66,960 ringgit for the total of the windmill component that can be seen, which includes tower, blade, nacelle, generator, and also support structure. And the also total cost include and cover the total installation and maintenance that are going to be mm, include within 1 year of usage. And here are also the energy balance that have been taken into consideration within our own model. And that will be all for me. I will pass to my own friend as the next presenter. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abdurrahman Abdullah, and my matrix number is 83029. I'm gonna present about the discussion and conclusion. For discussion part, for the considering the electronic device, we can use the survey from the Google form before, which is to determine the quantity of the electronic device that used to in the one room. For example, smartphone, laptop, iron, and also fan and light. The second one is making a certain assumption, which is power consumption, density, and efficiency, and also assuming the number of LED and wind speed. For this part, we can use this assumption to create a windmill by the assumption we use. For example, the wind speed and also the number of LED. And the second one is to construct or design the windmill, we must have a good structure or solid structure. For example, the tower is we can use the steel. Wind blade we can use a light and durable materials such as fiberglass, and also the generator we can use for is steel or aluminium. But the second part is the conclusion. In summary, accurately measuring power consumption for Champaka resident is using MATLAB. Require considering the electrical device power rating and usage duration. By analyzing survey data and implementing appropriate algorithm, an estimate of power usage can be obtained. Designing an effective windmill power supply for Champaka involves considering factors such as power consumption and windmill condition. Assumptions are made during design process and material selection is very important. By carefully examining these factors and assumptions, a reliable and sustainable windmill power supply system can be created to meet the electricity needs of Cepaka residents. The use of the strong material ensure durability, and this comprehensive approach allow the efficiency energy management and utilize the renewable wind energy for the Cepaka sustainable power supply. That's all for me. Thank you.